Hi everyone, Sarah here from Sarah Homfray Embroidery. So I've moved. I haven't moved very far. We normally do our filming from down that end, but for today's video I thought I would come up this end. This is the business end. This is where all the ideas happen and all the work happens behind the scenes. So this is going to be a little chit chat video. Now I did start these 2 or 3 years ago. I did 4 of these videos, and I will put a link up to those at the end if you want to go and check those out. And I thought we'd actually resurrect them. I stopped doing them because I was getting a bit involved in them, and the idea was there was something a bit spontaneous, a bit of a chat, and a look at maybe the embroidery world, not through stitch, not doing any stitching, and things I can't get in a normal video. And I started that, but I went off down a rabbit hole for each one, and I got really involved and started doing research, and they were taking ages to do. So although there's quite a lot of content in there, I want something a little bit more spontaneous, so I'm going to try and resurrect them and carry them on. We're going to call it Chit-Chat Tuesday, or should we call it Tuesday Chit-Chat? Haven't decided. Yet. It will appear in the description of the video, and guess what, they're going to be up on a Tuesday. So this is a new plan, so we're going to carry on with them. We're going to put them up maybe not every Tuesday, but I'll try and do them as often as I can, and we're just going to have a little bit more of a spontaneous chat about embroidery related things. So I did do in the very first video a little introduction on who I am and what I do and my sort of process to get here. So I'm not going to do that again. If you want to see about that and see about my RSN training and how I came to be sitting here talking to you now, do go and check out video number 1. Again, I'll put that up at the end. But for those of you who are new to the channel, because there's going to be a lot since then, we're nearly at 235,000 subscribers, which is awesome. So I know there's a lot of new people. So my name is Sarah. I am a professionally trained hand embroiderer. So I did my training at the Royal School of Needlework, so that's based down at Hampton Court in London, actually technically in Surrey, but near to London, and it's got a long history of traditional English techniques, really traditional English hand embroidery, and I did the 3-year apprenticeship there. It doesn't exist anymore in the form that I did it in. It's now been just changed again actually for this year into a new format, but it's basically the same thing that I did, is that you learn lots of different techniques of English embroidery, and then we learn how to teach them as well, because that's a completely different skill to doing the embroidery, and it's 3-year training, and you learn those skills and other things as well, exhibitions and tours. We did all sorts of different projects, group projects, lots of different aspects of the business as a whole to be able to teach it and to do it as a living. So that was a long time ago. I graduated in 2006, and then I taught for them for a long time after that. For about 10 years I helped to set up the rugby branch of the school as well, and then eventually we moved up to here. So when I say here is Nottinghamshire in England. We are very close to Sherwood Forest. It's just down the road from us, which is absolutely fabulous. Lots of country parks around here, lots of places to explore. So we moved up to here so we could build this. Basically, we needed the space to work in. We were working from the house. When I say we, Jonathan, my husband, he works with me. A few of you will know Jonathan. He's been in a few of the videos, and he's the one that will be editing this video. So we moved up to here. We built this studio ourselves 10, 11 years ago now, just so we had space to work. We were getting really crowded in the house. We just couldn't work in the house. You couldn't see what was what in there. So we've expanded out into this space, which is absolutely fabulous. It's a lovely place to come and work every day. I really love it. And it's from here that we run our little online shop. So that's sarahhomfray.com. You can find us if you haven't found our little shop yet. So we sort of specialise in hand embroidery products specifically. We've got some threads, we've got frames, we've got fabric is very popular, scissors, what else do we do, silk ribbons, it's all sorts of bits and bobs on there. And we send that out from here. Jonathan does that part of it. And we also make our YouTube videos from the other end of the studio. Try and do one of those every week, every Friday. We try and do that. It won't be one every week as other things are happening, which I'll tell you about in a second. So we did also talk about in one of those previous chit chat videos about how we came to have a YouTube channel. Jonathan is in that one as well. You can meet Jonathan if you want to know who he is and how he contributes to this. And we also live here with Ginger Cat as well. You will have met Ginger Cat in the videos. He might appear at some point. He just like to come and appear when we're doing some filming, so he might jump up on the table, but he might not. We no longer have our little black and white cat, so you might see her in a few videos as well. She was in the very first Chit Chat video I did, and it was like, oh, there's my little pinky cat. So I miss a little pinky cat. We lost her last year, so it's just Ginger Cat now, so he does make the odd appearance with me in the videos. So I also want to tell you what else we get up to. So we also have a YouTube channel membership, and we have a Patreon page, a Patreon membership as well. They do roughly the same things. They're on a different platform for those of you who prefer maybe YouTube to Patreon or the other way around. So you can choose. You don't need to be members of both. So for a small fee every month, you get a little bit of extra content, and you help to support this channel and help us to keep making videos. So we've got extra videos on there. There are images of the projects we do on the Friday video as well. If you want to see extra content from the Friday videos, you can check that out on those two platforms. I also put call outs to channel members and patrons for help with some videos. So they're helping me with the next Finish It Friday video, which I'll talk about next. I'm going to show you something for that. And I've also asked them about content for this little chit-chat session. So I want it to be quite spontaneous. I don't want it to be about specifics. What do I do if this specific things happens? It's a little chance to talk about some topics, maybe what's going on in the embroidery world, maybe something to visit, and maybe we'll have a featured artist. I don't really know. Let me know your ideas. They've been letting me know what they think I should do. So I've got a little list to start with, but I need to think of something every week, which might get a bit tricky. So I'm calling on all of you to help me with this. So patrons and channel members have got me going, so if you have any ideas of what you think we could chat about, then do let me know in the comments below this. Leave me a message and I can add it to the list. So if you're interested in joining one of those platforms and seeing that extra content and supporting this channel, I'll put information in the description below this video for both YouTube channel membership and patrons. And if you see the comments on YouTube channel members, you'll see on YouTube generally underneath the videos on YouTube, you'll see some people have got a little image next to there, so they are channel members, and the longer that they're a member and they support, they get a different image. And I think we've got some gold crowns appearing now, so some people have been with me from the very beginning, so I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. But if you just want to try it out, you can just join for a month. It's only a couple of pounds. See if you like the content or not, and come and join us over there. So I also want to tell you about some other ways you can keep up with what's going on at Sarah Homfray Embroidery. So I've got a couple of social medias as well. I'm on Facebook, Sarah Homfray Embroidery. I'm on Instagram, Sarah Homfray Embroidery. You can join me on those platforms and you can see some images, and you can see what's been going on sometimes behind the scenes, or what I've just made, or maybe a sneak peek of a video that's coming up. And I want to tell you as well about my other YouTube channel, because I've got another one called Sarah Homfray Creates. If you just put that into YouTube, you'll find me, it'll pop up, and that's my opportunity to try some different techniques out that's not necessarily suitable for the embroidery channel. So I do like to have a little bit of play. I've got some stuff to show you along those lines, and do something a bit different, but I think maybe that's not suitable for the embroidery channel. I want to keep that about embroidery specifically. So I've got this other channel. There's lots of interesting stuff on there. It's just me having a little play around and being creative and doing what I want to do, I guess, really. And if I want to make a long video, I'll make a really long video, which is not great for YouTube. Shorter ones are a bit better, but it's just me indulging myself, if you like. So do go and check that one out. It'd be great to see you over there. Again, a link underneath this video to get to that. So I mentioned the shop earlier. Jonathan has just done today's orders. They'll be going out today. So they go out 3 times a week at the moment, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. And as I mentioned, we've got some fabrics for sale. We have got lots of different kinds of threads. We've got some linens, we've got some wool, we've got some silk chenille, we've got silk ribbons as well. What else? We've got DMC sparkly one, Etoile. I think what it was. So lots of different kinds of threads that you can use. We've got the nice linens, they're super popular. We've got all your frames as well, and your scissors and your needles, and the Verstaile Table clamp. I'm actually going to go and get one of those because lots of people ask me about that. Right back. So this is a Verstaile Table clamp. That bit fits in there, and you can change the height of that. screw that tightly. This goes back and forth like that. You can clamp your embroidery frame in here, and you can clamp this to the desk. So this is what I use in my videos. I've actually got 2 of these. It just keeps the embroidery super still underneath the camera so it doesn't wobble too much. You only need one really. One is fine for a normal size embroidery hoop. It just means you've got both hands free, and it's easier to stitch if you've got both hands. If you watch me in the videos, I've got much more control because I can concentrate on the stitching. I'm not using one hand to hold the frame with. So lots of people ask me what that is. They see it in the video, oh, what's your frame? That's what it is. We've got them in the shop and they're really, really popular. We've just had a big batch of them just come in, so we're all stocked up with those. So if you're interested in those, do just check the measurements on the description in the shop, that this will fit onto your table. You need a profile that's like that. If you've got one that sort of slopes, it's not going to clamp on, so please just check that before you buy. I do just want to mention what's happening with the gold situation in the shop. So we used to sell a lot of gold threads and metals for gold work embroidery, very traditional type of embroidery across the whole of the world, actually, not just England. But we used to sell a lot of those threads, and we are not selling them anymore. We are reducing them down. When any stocks that we have got have gone, we won't be replacing them. It's just become super hard to get them. There's only a couple of manufacturers in the UK that do it. They're all a bit snowed under. It's hard to get the products. It just takes so long to order them. Then we have to bag them all up and we have to label them. They have a shelf life as well, so they will tarnish eventually, so we can't get so much in that we're stocked up for the year. We have to keep it flowing, and it was just getting a bit too difficult to do that. It was taking up too much time, and we decided we'd rather concentrate on the YouTube channel and make content for that than have this bit of a headache with the gold materials. So we have still got some left. I've just found, because I've been tidying up a little bit, a massive box of leftover gold work things. There's tons of it, so I will try and get that bagged up and put some in the for sale bit of the shop. So a little bit of gold for some bargain prices. It'll be a bit of a random selection because it's whatever's left. We are continuing with the coloured pearls that we have in the shop at the moment. We've got some bright checks, rough pearl, smooth pearl and wire check. If you're familiar with gold work, you'll know what they are. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we have a video on gold metals and threads. If you're interested in what that might be, do go and check that out. So just wanted to tell you the situation with it. So once that stock's gone, it's gone, but the coloured metals are continuing for the foreseeable future. So another exciting thing that we have been up to that some of you may know about is we have a job. We have a new job after all this time of working for ourselves. It's not really a job, it's I don't know how to describe it. So we are craft instructors for Fred Olsen Cruise Lines. So we have been on board one of their ships so far, teaching crafts to the lovely guests on there and entertaining the guests while we're at sea on our cruise. And we are off doing that again in a few weeks' time. So please just keep an eye on the website for shop delivery times if you are buying from the shop, because we're not here for a week and a bit because we're sailing the high seas. So we're quite excited about that. Really interesting opportunity. We're having a lot of fun doing that. I have to teach crafts, so not necessarily embroidery. We have been doing embroidery, but I have to do other things as well. So it's kind of meant me having a little bit of a play with things that maybe I wouldn't normally do, and finding something that I can show to the guests and enhance their cruise, make something relevant to the cruise. They've got a little memento to take away, and we only have an hour on a sea day. It's really, really short time. I don't know how many people we're going to get in the class. It could just whoever turns up on the day. So that's a really unusual teaching experience for me. I've never done a class and not known how many people are coming, and I've very rarely had an hour to teach as well. So that was a new challenge for me. So good to try out some new stuff after all of this time. Just test the skills, make sure I still know what I'm talking about. And it was so much fun on the last one. We met lots of lovely people. Most people came to all of the classes as well. We had some full classes, a lot of fun, really, really great to do. And I said we're doing that again soon, so we hopefully will be some more of those coming up in the future as well. So I thought, well, I'm sitting down this end of the studio, I would show you what I've got on my desk at the minute. So my work desk is over here and it's absolutely full at the minute. So I'm not going to show you the desk, but I'll show you a few things that I'm working on from my desk. So just finished this one. This one went up on Friday. You can see that. So this was about this stitch, woven stitch. So it's weaving, but it's on an embroidery fabric. So I'm actually taking it through the fabric. It's attached to the fabric. So the project on Friday was about this, but if you wanted to have a go at the whole basket, you can. There's a free PDF on the website with some basket designs, and I've got some links to the videos on how to do this silk ribbon work. We've got loads of videos on silk ribbon work and embroidered flowers in general. We have a playlist just on embroidered flowers if you want to check that one out. So that was the finished project, and that was my little sample. So that's how the stitch looks there. So as I said, it was just really about this stitch, but showing you how to put it into context and make something else with it. So I've just done that one. What else have we got? So I have finally finished this. You may have seen, I think the videos on this is on my Create channel, Sarah Homfray Creates. This is my temperature sampler from quite a few years ago now. And I've just finished it. Why I'm showing it you now. So it was a video on how I made this and how you can have a go at making one as well. So it's a different row of stitching. Let's put it that side. Different row of stitching for every day, and each degree of, well, not degree, I did it in a couple of degrees of temperature, would change the colour. So I worked out all the colours beforehand. So if it was going to be 10 degrees was such and such a colour, and I would stitch a row of that colour. So this is representing what the temperature did that year. I can't remember what year it was, a couple of years ago. And then I've put beads and sequins on, so if it was snowy or icy. So I think ice got sequins and beads with snow. I think that's how I did it. And there's an extra little Swarovski crystal in there, so that was really chilly that day. But I did all the stitching, and then I didn't finish it. I didn't know how to finish it and what to do with it. So I have finally done that. I have bought some fabric for the backing, and I've made some little tabs. I put it on a old bobbin here that I found. Just put it that side so you can see. So I have finished this. So the reason I'm showing you this now is because the next Finish It Friday video is going to be about how to finish things when you get a little bit stuck. So when you get stuck practically, you've finished your embroidery, you don't know how to finish it off, you're stuck with a stitch, you're stuck technically, you don't know how to start, you've lost your mojo. So we're going to have a little look at that and how you can move on with your projects and get them finished. So I thought, well, I better finish some for the samples for the video. So great opportunity to finish this one because it's been hanging around for ages, and I think it's really lovely. I'm really pleased with it. It was a year's worth of stitching, obviously, a row every day. So I'm really pleased to get that finished. I'm going to put it up on the wall. So that video is coming. Patreon members and YouTube channel members have been helping me with that one as well. They've been telling me what they're stuck with. So I've got some ideas what we can talk about and what we can address. So I've also been doing a little bit of stitching in the house. I very rarely don't do something. I'm not very good at sitting still and not using my hands. So I've been making this little project here. If I take the needle out, you can see what it is. So if you've followed my channel for a while, you'll know that I really love slow stitching. If you're not sure what slow stitching is, we have a whole playlist on that. I explain what it is, how to do it, why you should be doing it, because I think it's absolutely wonderful. It's really good for you. So basically just about the process of stitching and not so much about what you make. So it's about the materials and the threads and having a connection with those again, and just doing some really simple stitching and just stitching for the sake of stitching, not worrying about whether it's right or whether it's wrong or what am I going to make with it or anything like that. So this is purely running stitch. I'll show you the back. You can see where I've stitched. So I've just got a big piece of blue fabric as my backing, and then that's the front. So I've just patched work some pieces of fabric onto there, and I've just worked a running stitch through them, and I'm still working this, and it feels really quilted. It's getting quite heavy now, and so I think I want to add quite a bit more stitching on it, and I'm just making a really simple bag with it. I'm not going to finish the edges off. I'm not worrying about the edges. I'm just going to sew down the sides. Got some little handles that I've made as well that I'm going to sew on, and I'm going to hopefully take this on our next cruise, because I never have the right bag on our cruise. I don't know why. I need a bag for every occasion, and I need a general walk around the ship, carry my sketchbook and my camera with me and a cruise card, whatever else it is I need to carry around. I never got the right bag, so I thought I'll make a bag. So this is what I'm making for it. So I'm having fun making that. So there's my little handles. I'm going to keep stitching probably till I run out of time, and then I'll make it up quickly. And I actually made it too long. I was going to put a flap on the bag, and then I decided I didn't want a flap on the bag, so I cut a little bit off. So there's a little tiny one there, and I'm going to make a little purse to go inside the bag, so all those little things that get lost that rattle around the bottom of your bag can go in that. So I've got a little matching purse with it, and I'm just doing that in the evening, just sit there relaxing, watching the telly. I don't need to think about what stitch is next, what's the pattern doing, any of that sort of thing. Just pick up a thread. I've only got 3 colours. I'm using white and a pink and a turquoise thread. So I've just got 3 thread colours. I don't really need to think about that either, and I can just sit and stitch and enjoy doing that. So that's what's going on in the house. And then I've just bought some of this to experiment. I don't know where this is going yet. So this is cyanotype fabric. So you can, it's blue basically. It's the origin of blueprint. You know what a blueprint is? So it's blue fabric, it's been treated, and then when you put it in the sunshine, it, what does it do? It's light sensitive, so it bleaches it, if you like, and then the things you put on the fabric will cast the white shadow on it. So I bought a little bit of that. I thought that'd be really fun to try. I fancied trying it for a while, and I came up with these, and it was instant success. I quite like instant success. So look at that. So it's on the back. So I just got some leaves out of the garden. So this was a fern. This was a little bit of kind of weeds, but they're beautiful, part of the pea family, I think. Get these lovely little tendrils on it, and I just put these, there's a few rose leaves on there. That's one of the weeds, I don't know what they were, and I've just placed them onto the fabric, and I've left them in the sun, not for very long, 10 minutes, something like that, and you take them off and you get that. It's amazing. And you have to wash the fabric because it goes a kind of coppery green colour, and you wash it and then the blue starts to come out. So the longer you leave it, the darker the blue. So that was a lot of fun. So there's some potential in that. I'm not sure what yet and where that is going to go. I did think of a class, but you do need to have a sunny day. And I don't know if I can arrange that. And this is another one I had to go with some little bits of lace. So I put this lace on the background. And then I had a little lace crochet doily thing that I put on there, and I left that out in the sun. And that's what I got. Isn't it awesome? So they're absolutely amazing, perfect for some slow stitching on. So I'm going to have a little bit more of a play with that, see what we can come up with. Might be a video. You can make your own fabric. You can get, I don't know what it would call, the stuff that you paint the fabric with to make it blue. You can actually buy that. The fabric I've got off Amazon. Jacquard is the make of it, and it's called cyanotype. And how many sheets? 30, right there in the corner. So 30 sheets, so lots to play with there. So looking forward to seeing what I can come up with that. So always got something on the go. There's too many things to have a go at and to play with, and not enough time in the day. So if anybody knows how to magic a bit more time out of your day, do let me know. So that's all I think for this Chit-Chat video. So Chit-Chat number 5, or first one of our Tuesday Chit-Chat. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me rambling away all by myself, and they're interesting to see what I've got on the desk and what's going on at Sarah Homfray Embroidery. Thank you all so much for watching, for all your support, for watching the videos, for commenting, for liking. Those of you who click the super thanks button to show your support for individual videos, thank you very much. Of course, YouTube channel members and patrons as well, you are much appreciated. And if you want to check out those other Chit-Chat videos, you can see those up here. I'll put a little link up the top. Click on that and you can see the other 4 videos and see what else we've covered in this. So that's all from me for now. Thank you for watching, everybody. See you again soon. Bye.